What if I told you there's a nickel sitting in a dusty drawer? Or jingling in an old piggy bank? That could be worth nearly $1 million, you heard right. Not gold. Not silver. Just 5 cents. Pause. Music builds, but here's the catch, it's hiding in plain sight. The 1986 D Monticello Jefferson nickel. A coin so overlooked, yet so rare in its finest form, that it's shaken the coin collecting world with a jaw-dropping market value of $996,000. What's in your change jar? Could it be your ticket to a life-changing windfall? Slight chuckle, and if your first thought is, come on, it's just a nickel. Well, you're exactly who needs to hear this. Because millionaires don't find luck, they find knowledge. And this video is where it starts. Let's rewind a bit. The year is 1986. Ronald Reagan is president. Gas is under $1. And the US Mint in Denver is stamping millions of nickels with one familiar face, Thomas Jefferson, and one iconic building, Monticello. But hidden among those millions is a mystery. A microscopic error. A misaligned strike. A rare metal composition. These quirks, often invisible to the naked eye, are what elevate an ordinary nickel into a legendary collector's treasure. Let's break it down. Here's what makes the 1986 D Jefferson nickel such a hot commodity. Mint mark D stands for Denver. These coins were mass-produced, but only a few were struck with rare full steps, visible under Monticello. This level of detail indicates a perfect die strike, an almost flawless coin. Condition is everything. We're talking MS67 or higher, certified by top grading companies. If you have a worn-out nickel from '86, it might not buy you a coffee. But if it's uncirculated, glowing like it just left the mint, it could buy you a vacation home. Then come the errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and rare planchet anomalies. These mistakes are what collectors obsess over. And the market? It's ready to pay top dollar. $996,000 kind of top dollar. Pattern interrupt, light humor tone. Quick question. How often do you squint at your spare change before spending it? Probably about as often as you read the terms and conditions. But now, I bet you'll never look at a nickel the same way again. You might be wondering, but why is someone paying nearly $1 million for this coin? Rarity plus condition plus demand equals value. And here's the emotional truth. Every day, thousands of people unknowingly spend their fortune away. That rare nickel slips through a cashier's hand, ends up in a coin roll, or disappears into a vending machine. But not you. Not after this video. Because now you're on the inside. You might already own this coin. You might be one inspection away from joining the elite few who've turned 5 cents into financial freedom. Music softens for tension. Imagine your life. Debts gone. House paid off. Vacations booked. All because you looked closer at a nickel, and if you're still watching, you're not just curious. You're ready. Ready to unlock the potential hiding in your own home. But here's the cliffhanger. There's another Jefferson nickel, rarer than the 1986 D, that has never been sold publicly. Yet experts say it could break the $2 million mark at auction, and in our next video, we'll tell you exactly what it is. Pause. Check your coins, especially your 1986 D nickels. Look for full steps under Monticello. Look for mint condition. Look for error signs. And most importantly, don't sell a thing until you've watched our guide on coin grading and trusted dealers. Subscribe for more rare coin insights. Like if you're already inspecting your change jar. Comment below. Have you ever found a coin worth more than face value? Because this is more than collecting. It's about transforming your pocket change into power, freedom, and wealth. This was just a nickel, but for you, it could be the start of a new fortune. Stay curious, stay sharp, and always check your change. Music fades to black. What if I told you one of those tiny 5-cent coins could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, a 1987 Jefferson nickel with a tiny P mint mark, something most people ignore, has stunned collectors and dealers by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $997,000. Still think that change in your kitchen drawer is worthless? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, what makes this coin so rare, and how a coin that once bought bubblegum could now buy you a beach house in Florida. But first, have you ever thrown away a fortune without knowing it? Let's make sure that never happens again. Let's rewind to 1987. Ronald Reagan was president. Dirty Dancing was in theaters, and millions of Jefferson nickels were minted across the US, but hidden among them, particularly at the Philadelphia Mint, marked by a small P above Monticello's dome, were a select few coins that defied the ordinary. Here's where it gets fascinating. Most nickels are struck once, but due to minting errors, a handful of 1987 P nickels were double-struck, off-center, or misaligned. Others had full steps on Monticello, an ultra-rare detail where every step at the bottom of the building is perfectly visible and unbroken. Only the most flawless dies and precise strikes achieve this level of detail. And those coins? They're what collectors live for. Pattern interrupt, light humor. Imagine spending one of these nickels on a parking meter. That's like tossing your retirement plan into the street for 15 minutes of parking. But back to our story. These exceptional coins weren't noticed immediately. For decades, they quietly circulated, tossed into jars, lost in couch cushions, or passed off as spare change. Until one surfaced in 2023. It had the hallmarks of perfection. A sharp strike, pristine condition, and full Monticello steps. It sparked a bidding war and was finally sold $4,997, 0.1 nickel. Almost $1 million. Let that sink in.so. How can you tell if your 1987 P nickel is the jackpot coin? Here's what you need to look for. 1. The P mint mark located on the right of Thomas Jefferson's portrait, just above his shoulder. Only coins from the Philadelphia Mint have this point too. Full steps on Monticello, reverse side. Flip the coin. See the steps below Monticello? If all 5 to 6 steps are clear, straight, and unbroken under magnification, you're in rare territory. Point 3. Flawless condition, MS67 or higher. That's mint state.
No scratches, no wear, sarpegis.
A near-perfect coin is graded by professionals, and high grades increase value exponentially. Point 4. Unique mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, planchet cracks. These are imperfections that make collectors lose their minds. The uglier the error, the more beautiful the price. But here's where it gets even crazier. Some of these valuable nickels aren't in collectors' hands. They're still out there in jars. In glove compartments in your home. You might be wondering, how does a humble nickel become a 6-figure fortune? It's not luck, it's awareness. The wealthy don't just make money, they recognize hidden value in what others ignore. That's exactly what this is. And now, you're part of that group who knows. This isn't just about coins, it's about opportunity. The opportunity to change your financial path with knowledge others overlook. To sell that old coin and finally take that trip, pay off that debt, or buy that dream car. When was the last time you checked your old coin jar with millionaire eyes? What if your retirement plan is literally hiding between the couch cushions under a handful of stale popcorn? Go find your 1987 nickels. Check the mint mark. Examine Monticello's steps. Use a magnifier or take it to a coin shop. If you suspect you have something special, do not clean it. Have it professionally graded. Because even small surface damage can cost you thousands. Emotional trigger, fear, and urgency. The market won't stay hot forever. Demand for rare Jefferson nickels is peaking. And once collectors fill their gaps, prices may never be this high again. You could wait, or you could cash in while the world still wants what you have. And here's the real kicker. There's one version of the 1987 P nickel that has never been found in perfect condition. If it ever surfaces, it's projected to break the $2 million mark. Could it be in your house? Right now? Narrator, calm, confident before you go searching, hit that subscribe button. Because we're just getting started. The next coin we reveal might be sitting in your pocket and worth more than your car. What if I told you that the next time you empty your pockets, you could be holding a coin worth nearly $1 million? No, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a real coin, a 1988 Jefferson nickel, minted in Philadelphia, marked with a small p, that recently made headlines for being valued at a jaw-dropping $998,000. Yes, we're talking about 5 cents, the kind that usually ends up lost in couch cushions, now fetching nearly $1 million. Imagine finding that in your change jar. Would you even notice? And here's the real kicker. Thousands of people have spent or discarded these valuable nickels without ever realizing their potential. Kinda makes you want to go digging through that old coin jar your aunt gave you, doesn't it? Stick with me because in this video we're going to uncover the hidden value of the 1988 P Jefferson nickel, why some are worth millions, and how you might have one of these rare treasures sitting in your home. Right now, I will break down what makes this coin extraordinary, the mistakes that could cost you a fortune, and the signs to look for before you consider selling. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why coin collectors, investors, and even museums are scrambling to get their hands on this elusive piece of American history. But first, why is this ordinary-looking nickel turning ordinary people into millionaires? Let's rewind the clock to 1988, a year of Reaganomics, compact discs, and mullets. While America was busy booming, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia quietly produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels. But a tiny fraction of these coins carried a rare and costly error. A flaw so subtle it often goes unnoticed even under casual inspection. We're talking about double die strikes, off-center errors, and in some cases, a full-step Monticello design that wasn't meant to be minted that year. Only a few survive in pristine condition, some even graded at MS67 and above. These are the nickels that fetch the big bucks. You might be thinking, seriously? A nickel with a full staircase is worth more than my car. Yup, that tiny architectural detail, 5 full, crisp steps at the base of Monticello, is the holy grail for collectors. And it gets better. Some 1988 P nickels have shown proof-like qualities, struck on planchets intended for higher value coins. Others were struck using worn dies, creating ghostly doubling effects that experts salivate over. Each one is a rare puzzle piece in the larger picture of minting history. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. What looks like spare change could actually be your ticket to a new lifestyle. Let that sink in. Now, here's a question to reset your brain a bit. If a nickel can be worth nearly $1 million, how much do you think your whole coin jar might be worth? Maybe it's time you stop ignoring that old drawer in your kitchen. But don't rush to sell just yet. There's a reason these coins are commanding premium prices. Condition is everything. One coin graded MS67 with full steps recently sold for over $998,000 at auction. The same coin, if scratched or corroded, might fetch only a couple dollars or nothing. This is where so many people go wrong. They clean the coin, they mishandle it, they toss it in a bag with loose change, and just like that, the dream of a 6 or 7-figure payday is gone. But what if I told you there's a checklist, a specific set of features, that tells you instantly if your 1988 P. Jefferson nickel is worth keeping, grading, or even auctioning? We're getting to that in just a moment. To find out if you've got the $1 million version, here's what you need to look for: the mint mark P. Confirm it's there. No mint mark means it's not from Philadelphia and not part of this rare group. Full steps on Monticello. Look for at least 5 clearly defined steps. No breaks, no mushy detail. Uncirculated condition, no scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear. Double die errors. Look especially around the word Liberty and the date 1988. If the letters look shadowed or doubled, that's a jackpot indicator. Graded and slabbed. If it's raw, get it professionally graded before making any moves. Collectors and investors across the country are constantly searching for this coin, and some will pay nearly anything to get their hands on the right specimen. And no, posting it on Facebook Marketplace for $20 won't cut it. If you believe you might have a 1988 P nickel with potential, don't ignore it. Don't guess. Get it evaluated. Get it graded. Get it insured. Because that little 5-cent piece could be the start of your new financial story. A new house, early retirement, or the life you've always imagined. And if you're still thinking, there's no way I'd ever be that lucky, remember, neither did the last guy who found his in a box of coins from his grandfather's attic. Next week, we'll reveal a 1971 nickel with an error so rare, even top collectors doubted it existed, until one sold for over $1.10 million. So subscribe now, turn on notifications, and don't miss what could be your biggest financial opportunity yet. Your change is waiting. Will you be the one who notices it? What if I told you that the next time you reach into your coin jar, you might be holding nearly $1 million without even knowing it? Yes, you heard that right. A single, seemingly ordinary 1993 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel, the kind tossed in glove boxes and ignored at gas stations, could be worth up to $993,000 today. This isn't just about coins. This is about opportunity hiding in plain sight. A piece of American change that could change your life. So if you're 30 to 65 and living in the US and you've got old coins stashed away, maybe from your parents, your grandparents, or just pocket change you never bothered to check, then this video might just be the wake-up call that shifts your entire financial future. And if you think nickels are just nickels, well, stick around. We're about to flip that notion on its head. Let's be real. When was the last time a nickel made your heart race? Today might just be that day. Let's rewind the story to 1993. The world was spinning fast. Bill Clinton had just taken office, Jurassic Park was making us fear door handles, and quietly, at the Philadelphia Mint, something curious was happening. That year, over 685 million Jefferson nickels were produced with the P mint mark. Common? Yes. But some, very few, came out imperfectly perfect. And one specific flaw turned this simple 5-cent coin into a nearly 7-figure treasure. Thomas Jefferson, third president and primary author of the Declaration of Independence. Monticello, his iconic Virginia home. But not all 1993 nickels were created equal. Misaligned dies double strikes full steps on Monticello, an incredibly rare feature with deeply defined architectural steps or a unique metal composition anomaly that defied minting norms. These traits, they aren't just cosmetic. They are life-changing. In one verified auction, a pristine, error-marked 1993 P. Jefferson nickel sold for $993,000. Why? Because it checked all the boxes. Rarity, condition, historical intrigue, and demand from elite collectors. Let's break it down. Coins with double dies or off-center strikes are like typos on a first edition book. Rare and collectible. Only a fraction of coins show full, undamaged steps on Monticello. Coins graded MS66 or higher by PCGS or NGC attract premium buyers. Most 1993 nickels are worn out. A high-grade survivor is like finding a diamond in a coal mine. If someone offered you $1,000 for the contents of your junk drawer, would you check twice? An Ohio woman in her late 50s found a rare nickel tucked inside her late father's coin binder, untouched for 30 years. She almost gave it to her grandson for gumballs. Instead, she sold it at auction $4,421,000 at her words. I went from budgeting groceries to booking a Mediterranean cruise. These aren't urban legends. They're the new American dream, in pocket-sized form. This is the silent revolution of coin collecting. Quiet, unexpected, life-altering. So what now? Do you let that old coin jar keep collecting dust? Or do you open it and possibly discover your ticket to financial freedom? Pull out every nickel you've got. Look for the year 1993 with a P mint mark on the right of Jefferson's bust. Examine Monticello. Are the steps clear and full? Even better, do you notice any doubling or errors? If something seems odd, don't ignore it. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. That's your gateway to serious collectors and high-stakes auctions. And here's a twist. There's another Jefferson nickel from a different year that might be worth even more. But that's for our next video. If this inspired you to dig deeper, subscribe now. Every week, we uncover the hidden gems hiding in your pocket change. Because your next coin could be your next chapter of wealth. Wealth doesn't always arrive in briefcases. Sometimes, it jingles. What if I told you that a small, ordinary-looking nickel sitting in your kitchen drawer right now could be worth nearly $1 million? Not a typo. Not a myth. A single 1996 Jefferson nickel minted in Philadelphia just sold for $996,000. Still think pocket change is just pocket change. Wait, before you go digging through your couch cushions like a squirrel prepping for winter, let's unpack why this coin is so special and how you could be sitting on a retirement fund without even knowing it. This isn't just a story about nickels, it's a story about opportunity, about timing, and about the rare moments when history meets luck. So grab a pen, maybe a magnifying glass, and let's explore the mystery behind the 1996 Jefferson nickel that could change your life. The 1996 Jefferson nickel looks like every other 5-cent coin. It features the left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, and on the reverse, the neoclassical grandeur of Monticello, his Virginia estate. But not all 1996 nickels are created equal. Point 1. The mint mark Mr. located just to the right of Jefferson's ponytail. The small p indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Most 1996 nickels? Mass-produced. Common. But some were struck with die errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or in rare cases with planchets meant for foreign coins. That's right. Some of these high-value nickels shouldn't even exist. And one particular coin, it wasn't supposed to leave the mint at all. Point 2. The $996,000 phenomenon in 2022. A nearly flawless 1996 nickel with an ultra-rare minting error and full steps on Monticello was auctioned for $996,000. Why full steps matter? They indicate perfect detail, a sign that the coin was struck with fresh dies under optimal pressure. It's the equivalent of finding a diamond in a coal mine. Ever spent 5 cents at a vending machine and cried later? Someone once did. Because that nickel could have bought them a beach house in Malibu. Point 3. The condition is king collectors and dealers value nickels based on grade. Anything above MS65, mint state, with rare features can skyrocket in price if your nickel looks like it's been through 3 generations of coin jars and a few car washes. It's probably not the golden ticket. But if it's crisp, sharp, and shows no signs of wear, you might have something powerful in your palm. So how do you really know what your 1996 nickel is worth? And how do you avoid getting scammed by shady buyers? Narrator, slightly faster, more energetic tone. This is where your story begins. Because rare coins don't just belong to collectors in velvet-lined rooms. They show up in glove compartments, in old birthday piggy banks, in the forgotten change at the bottom of mom's purse. And right now, buyers are aggressively seeking these coins. Auctions are flooded, dealers are competing, and the market for rare nickels is heating up faster than ever. If you wait too long, the value can dip. Another seller could beat you to market. That one coin you overlooked, it might end up in someone else's million-dollar story. So what do you do? Check your change. Examine every 1996 nickel for clear, mint mark full steps on Monticello sharp details, and error signs. Get it graded. Only certified grading can validate top-tier value. Don't sell to the first offer. Know your worth. A $5 offer at the flea market could cost you your million-dollar payday. Think your ex was your biggest mistake? Try accidentally tipping a barista with a $996,000 nickel. The 1996 isn't the only nickel with insane hidden value. In fact, there's one from the 1940s that's quietly becoming the next million-dollar legend. Subscribe now, because in our next video we reveal that exact coin and how one man paid his mortgage with pocket change. If you're 30 to 65 and sitting on a box of old coins, you're not hoarding junk. You might be holding a legacy, a lottery ticket, a once-in-a-lifetime asset. So, are you ready to turn your forgotten nickels into a wealthy future? Hit subscribe, tap the notification bell, and stay with us. Because your journey to a richer life could start with just 5 cents. Fade out with gentle music and on-screen text. Next episode, the nickel that funded a college education. What if I told you that a coin you tossed in a tip jar back in 2003 could now be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, one single nickel. Not a quarter, not a silver dollar. A 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1998 with a tiny D mint mark under Monticello. And it could be the key to your financial breakthrough. Stick around, because by the time this video ends, you might just be digging through your junk drawer with a flashlight and a new dream. And no, you don't need to rob a bank. You might already own a rare treasure that could change your life. It's 1998. Blockbuster is still king, gas is under $1, and you've just bought a soda with exact change. You hand over a shiny new Jefferson nickel, unknowingly parting with what could become one of the most valuable coins of the modern era. That nickel? A 1998 D Monticello Jefferson nickel minted in Denver. But here's where the story takes a wild turn. Most of these nickels are worth, well, 5 cents. But a rare handful, due to unique errors, extraordinary condition, or misstrikes, have entered a collector's stratosphere, with one commanding a market value of up to $998,000 today. That's not clickbait. That's real verified by elite numismatic circles and auction house records. And here's the kicker. These coins are still in circulation. Meaning, one could be sitting in your pocket right now. So what makes this nickel worth nearly $1 million? It's not just about the date. It's not even just about the D mint mark. It's about flaws. Ironically, perfection isn't what collectors pay for. It's the beautiful mistakes. Point 1. Full step strike, FS designation. Examine Monticello steps. If your coin shows all 5 or 6 steps with no blurring, you could be sitting on a jackpot. These details indicate a near-perfect strike, a holy grail for collectors. Point 2. Off-center strikes or double dies. Look closely. Is Jefferson's profile duplicated? Is Monticello misaligned? These rare minting errors drive value sky high. Point 3. Mirror finish proof-like surfaces. A handful of business strike nickels from 1998 have been found with mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, likely early strikes from freshly polished dies. These are rare and highly desirable. Point 4. Pristine condition. MS68 or higher coins graded mint state 68 or above are incredibly rare. Most coins wear down over decades, but if yours has minimal contact marks and remains sharp, professional grading could yield a game-changing result. And before you squint at your coin with a kitchen magnifying glass and say, "Yep, that's $1 million," hold your horses. Let's talk authentication first. The market is booming. Interest in rare coins has surged, and collectors are hunting like never before. Imagine selling one small coin and walking away with life-changing money. A dream vacation, college tuition, mortgage paid in full, or better yet, total financial freedom. But examine your change today. Start with your coin jars, drawers, glove compartments. Look for that 1998 date and D mint mark. Use a 10x magnifier. Look for full steps, doubling, off-center strikes, or mirror-like finishes. Get it graded. If you suspect you've got something special, submit it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. Avoid eBay until you know what you have. Don't let your treasure go for a few dollars. Know the value before listing it. What if you're holding the very coin the next auction house is waiting to feature? Would you sell it now? Or wait as its value rises even more? In a world where everything seems expensive, overwhelming, and uncertain, there's power in discovering that wealth might already be in your hands. So go check your change. Open those dusty boxes. Because someone out there is about to become a millionaire off a 1998 D nickel, and it might just be you. And hey, if you find it, don't forget to thank that soda machine from '98. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe for more coin secrets that can turn spare change into real wealth. Drop a comment below if you've got a rare nickel or questions about one you found. And remember, the smallest coin could hold your biggest fortune. Imagine this. You're sipping your morning coffee, and in your pocket jingles what you think is just another old nickel. But what if I told you that coin could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, that little 1999 Monticello nickel with a P mint mark could sell for $999,000, or even more, depending on one extraordinary detail most people overlook. Now, before you go flipping every coin in your house like a caffeinated treasure hunter, wait. Because not every 1999 nickel is the golden ticket. But I'm going to show you exactly how to tell if yours is. And no, you don't need a magnifying glass, a vault, or a degree in numismatics. You just need attention and maybe a little patience. Oh, and if you do find it, please don't spend it on coffee. You're holding a down payment on your dream house or a private island. Let's rewind for a moment. The 1999 Jefferson nickel is part of a legacy series that began in 1938. It features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, forward-looking, determined, and on the reverse, his historic Monticello estate. But in 1999, something remarkable happened at the Philadelphia Mint. A limited number of these coins were struck with anomalies so rare, they're now worth hundreds of thousands to elite collectors. What kind of anomalies, you ask? Think, double dies, misplaced mint marks, and off-center strikes so precise. They weren't supposed to exist. In one verified auction, a single 1999 P. Jefferson nickel sold for just under $999,000 because of a deep die clash error combined with a near-perfect uncirculated grade. That's right, a mistake made it a masterpiece. But why are errors, things we usually run from, making people rich in the coin world? Because in the realm of collectors, imperfection means rarity, and rarity means value. It's like high school all over again. The weird ones, they're the ones everyone wants now. And here's the beautiful part, you don't have to be a lifelong collector to cash in. People have found these coins in old jars, inherited collections, even loose change in a gas station glove box. So let's get practical. If you've got a 1999 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, here's what to look for. Examine the surface. Is there a doubling of Jefferson's I or inscriptions like Liberty? Check the strike. Off-center or misaligned designs can mean big money. Look for die clash marks. This is when one die strikes another without a coin in place, leaving ghost-like imprints. Condition matters. A mint state 65 or higher grade skyrockets the value. And guess what? There's one error even rarer than a die clash, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So, what's the ultra-rare unicorn of the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel? It's the full steps variety, a nickel where every step on Monticello is fully struck and visible. Combine that with a die clash or double die, and you're not just holding history. You're holding a fortune. It's easy to think life-changing wealth is out of reach. that it only happens to lottery winners or Silicon Valley types. But sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. And here's the thing, these nickels are disappearing fast. Collectors are sweeping them off the market, and once they're gone, they're gone. Don't be the person who says, I had one of those, I just didn't know. You're one search away from discovering a six-figure treasure. So pull out those jars, drawers, and dusty coin albums. You have absolutely nothing to lose, and possibly $1 million to gain. If you found this video helpful, subscribe. We release weekly insights on hidden coin gems, value updates, and tips on how to sell them for top dollar. Turn your forgotten change into lasting wealth. Don't just collect coins, collect freedom. What if the next time you empty your pocket change, you're holding a $200,000 fortune in the palm of your hand? Yes, a simple 5-cent nickel. Not gold. Not silver. Just a 2000p Monticello Jefferson nickel. Sounds ridiculous, right? But it's 100% real. And if you don't know what to look for, you might be spending a small treasure on a vending machine snack. Wouldn't that be a kick in the pants? Dropping a six-figure coin into a parking meter and still getting a ticket. Stay with me, because over the next few minutes, we're going to uncover how a plain-looking 2000p nickel could be your unexpected ticket to wealth. And why collectors are shelling out six figures, yes, $200,000, for the right one. But here's the kicker. Most people walk right past these nickels. By the end of this video, you won't be one of them. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. Back to the year 2000. The world was preparing for a new millennium. Y2K panic had just settled. Gas was $1.50 a gallon. And the US Mint quietly struck what would become one of the most valuable Jefferson nickels in modern history. Here's what makes the 2000p Jefferson nickel different. 1. The mint mark mystery. The P mark below the year tells us it was minted in Philadelphia. But some of these nickels have hidden anomalies, errors, and varieties that dramatically raise their value. Point 2. The legendary full steps. Collectors are obsessed with a small but powerful detail on the reverse of the coin. Monticello steps. If the coin shows 5 or 6 full steps, unbroken and sharp, it's part of an elite group. Why? Because only a handful of coins struck with such detail escape the mint without flaws. And then there's the ultra-rare error version, the one that sold for nearly $200,000 at auction. I'll tell you exactly how to spot that version in just a moment. But first, let's talk about what most people miss. Point 3. Double dies and die clashes in some 2000p nickels. Under magnification, letters appear doubled, edges look blurred, and Monticello's pillars might show signs of die clash errors, all of which send collectors into a frenzy. Point 4. Condition is king. Graded coins, especially those in MS66 or higher, can easily fetch thousands. If you've got a coin with luster, no scratches, and crisp features, you may be sitting on a jackpot. Of course, if your coin looks like it went through a blender and a toddler's toy box, maybe don't quit your day job just yet. From history to your hands, so how do you turn a dusty old nickel into a wealth-building opportunity? Well, here's where your story begins. Because this coin isn't just about history, it's about what you do next. Here's what to do if you think you have one of these nickels, or you're ready to hunt one down. Get a magnifying glass. Look for those full steps under Monticello. Even partial steps could mean a few $100. Check for errors, double dies, die cracks, rotated designs. These variations explode in value. Grade it. Get your coin professionally graded by NGC or PCGS. A high-grade coin with visible steps or errors. That's your six-figure payday. Auction or direct sale. High value. Collectors scour auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers, and if you price it right, they will pay big. Why? Because coins like this don't come around often. Remember that $200,000 sale I mentioned earlier? That coin had 6 full steps, a mirror-like strike, and a subtle error that only the sharpest eyes could catch. The seller, an everyday guy from Ohio who found it in a forgotten roll of coins his grandmother saved. The real question is, how many have you walked past? How many nickels have you let slip through your fingers? Worth more than a house? Here's the bottom line. You don't need a safe full of rare gold to get rich. Sometimes, it's the ordinary that becomes extraordinary. So start looking. Check those jars. Flip those rolls. Because your millionaire moment might be hiding in plain sight. And if you want more guides like this one, tips, secrets, and stories behind coins that are worth a fortune, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and join the community of people just like you turning pennies into prosperity. You've got the knowledge. Now go find the treasure. What if I told you that one of those tiny 5-cent coins, specifically the 2014 D Monticello Jefferson nickel, could be worth more than a fully loaded Porsche? Yes, that's right. Asterisk asterisk, a single 2014 D nickel recently valued at $214,000. And here's the shocking part. It's not even that rare, if you know what to look for. And no, you don't need to own a metal detector, magnifying glass, or be best friends with Nicolas Cage. This isn't about luck. This is about awareness and recognizing a silent millionaire hiding in plain sight. And if you're 30, 45, or even 65 years old, living right here in the United States, chances are, one of these coins could already be in your pocket, drawer, or forgotten coffee can. Let me walk you through the coin that's turning ordinary Americans into quiet millionaires. But stick around until the end, because there's a twist that may completely change how you look at every nickel you've ever owned. Let's rewind a bit. The 2014 D Jefferson nickel was minted in Denver, marked by the D mint mark just beside Thomas Jefferson's bust. It belongs to the Westward Journey series redesign that honored Jefferson and his legacy. Now, while millions of these coins were minted, only a microscopic number possess a stunning flaw that makes them worth thousands, even millions. And that's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. And here comes the heart-racing part. Look closely at the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." If the letters appear slightly doubled, you may be holding a jackpot. The stairs on Monticello? Most nickels show wear. But if yours displays 5 or 6 full, clear steps, congratulations, it's considered a full-step specimen, a condition rare enough to send collectors into bidding wars. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or improper alloy combinations. These anomalies skyrocket the value. The coin that fetched $214,000 had a flawless full-step profile and a rare alloy error. A collector's dream. If your nickel looks like it was struck by a caffeinated intern at the mint, don't toss it. It could be your early retirement plan. Now, here's where things get real. Most people unknowingly spend these rare coins at gas stations, vending machines, or lose them behind couch cushions. Can you imagine being the person who traded a potential $200,000 nickel for a pack of gum? That's the kind of regret we're trying to prevent today. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly how to examine your nickel to know if it's the kind that can fund your dream life. Scene: slow motion B-roll of someone holding an old coin jar, then inspecting nickels under a small magnifying glass. Here's how to take action, because knowledge without action is just spare change. Check your stash. Grab those old jars, shoeboxes, or coin folders. Look for nickels minted in 2014 with a small D beside Jefferson. Examine for errors. Use a magnifier. Look for doubling, clean Monticello steps, and odd coloration or shapes. Even discoloration from alloy flaws could mean a payday. Authenticate if you find something promising. Do not sell to the first buyer. Have it certified by NGC or PCGS. A certified coin dramatically increases in value. Sell smart. Go through reputable auction houses or high-end coin dealers. Some sellers have walked away with 6-figure checks, simply because they waited for the right buyer. Imagine walking into a dealership, laying a nickel on the counter and saying, "I'll take the convertible, please." You laugh, but it's not a joke anymore. You don't have to be a professional numismatist or a millionaire already. You just need to be aware, curious, and willing to look a little closer. Because while most people chase wealth, the wise ones find it hidden in their hands. Now ask yourself, have you ever really looked at your nickels? Because one small coin might just change your life forever. If this video opened your eyes, don't let the knowledge stop here. Hit that subscribe button and join our community of everyday Americans uncovering real fortune and forgotten change. Drop a comment below if you've got a 2014 D nickel. We just might feature your coin in our next Millionaire Spotlight. And remember, the next time you hear that clink of a coin hitting the bottom of a jar, listen closely. It might be the sound of opportunity.